Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your day today. We got a pretty good webinar here. I got Bobby Joe from United Health One, who's going to be hopping on here, walking us through all of their product lines here. They have a lot of pretty neat products that I think a lot of you should be pretty excited about being able to offer here. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Bobby Joe to take over and show us what she's got.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. And again, as indicated, my name is Bobby Jo Massey. I'm the National FMO Account Executive here at United Healthcare Golden Rule. So sometimes you'll hear us in the market branded as United Health One. And really that arm of United Healthcare brings ancillary products to the table, not just to the under 65 market, but to the over 65 market as well. We have so many products. I would not be able to go through all of them today in an hour time slot, but I really wanted to focus on the medical financial protection products, meaning, as you're dealing with clients with a core medical plan over or under 65, what are those products that can help them with that out of pocket that their ACA or maybe Medicare gives to them? So the first three products is the hospital end of it, right? Hospital, critical illness, and accident. Those are the three typical big items where someone's going to have some significant out-of-pocket exposure. So the Advantage Guard, you'll see guarantee issued, GI, up to age 74. And that's our senior hospital indemnity plan. And then below that, we have two hospital indemnity plans that work for the under 65 market, HospitalWise and Hospital Safeguard. Then we'll quickly go through the critical illness and accident plan. These both stretch in the over and under 65 market, and you're going to see GI standing for guarantee issued. Always dental and vision typically sold with core medical, and therefore I do want to touch on our dental and vision working in the over and under 65 space. And then to close it out, I do want to share with you the current bonus program we have going on. So let's get started because there's a lot of products that I wanted to share with you today. So first, we're going to touch on that hospital aspect. We'll talk about the senior product and then under 65. So the senior product that we have is called Advantage Guard. Really, it's intended to be overlaid on top of a Medicare Advantage plan. This product is for clients ages 60 to 90, but you're really going to see that guarantee issued aspect from 60 to 74. I always like to point that out because that makes it so much easier for agents to sell, having that guarantee issued aspect to it. None of the products that we're going to go through today have an application fee. All of the products we're going through today are going to be PPO plans, so they can see any provider they desire. Another thing I really like about our products, none of them will require a social security number or ITIN number. Clients can choose any effective date they desire. It does not have to be the 1st, 15th, or 30th. It could be any day of the month. Soonest effective date on most of our products are next day. So if it's March 18th and they buy this product today, they could essentially get March 19th as their effective date. This is a plan that's guaranteed renewable for life. And then we do have multiple different platforms that a senior client can access this Advantage Guard product. We have it on our own portal, which we call eStore, and you do have a security question pathway that allows you as an agent to do the application from start to finish, all of it. And then we also have it currently on CSG, and then by the end of March, we should see it on Sunfire and Connecture. Typical in a senior hospital indemnity space, pre-existing conditions have a 6-month look-back, having a 6-month wait. And the base benefits of this plan are right here. Many of the slides that we're going to go through today are actually a snip right out of your product brochure. So you can grab these from your product brochure to reference back to. You'll see the base benefits, 3 items. You've got hospital confinement for sickness and injury, and that does include observation over 24 hours. The client can choose a 1-day benefit, $50 to $3,000 per day. Or if they want to work within the day's allotment, because that's how their Medicare Advantage plan works, they can choose a day allotment, 3 to 10 days, ranging from $50 to $1,000 per day. You will see that we break out hospital observation for the 12 to 24 hours, and the reason we do that, it is the amount of the hospital confinement the client chooses above, but it's broken out because we do cap it, right? There's a maximum of 4 days per person per calendar year for hospital observation, 12 to 24 hours. Then typically throughout my presentation, if you see any red stars, it's maybe a differentiator in the industry or something that I really want to call out. And here you're going to see that inpatient hospital confinement for mental and nervous. As I was doing a competitor analysis, it appears United Healthcare is the top, if not the one of the tops in the industry for the day allotment here, $250 per day, maximum of 7 days per person per calendar year. And then lastly, we'll talk about period of confinement as we look at that hospital confinement. So looking at that hospital confinement, what does it mean when we talk about period of confinement? So again, they choose their 1 day or their day's allotment of their hospital benefit, and that amount is the same for the first 60 days. I guess I would say your restore benefit happens after 60 days. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say, for example, a client chose a 5-day benefit at $400 per day. If that client gets hospitalized for a heart attack for 3 days, he will use that 3-day benefit. If rehospitalized for that same condition within 60 days, he still only has that 5-day allotment. He already used 3, so he'd only have 2 days left. However, if the client goes back to the hospital and is rehospitalized after 60 days, his 5-day allotment starts all over again. So again, period of confinement, it's within 60 days. If it's rehospitalized for the same condition past 60 days, that day allotment starts all over again. And typical in the industry, you hear that as being a restore benefit. So that's it that the client has as their core benefits: hospital confinement, observation, and hospital confinement for mental and nervous. They will have access to 8 optional riders. We're not going to go through all of these today. Today, I really just wanted to pique your interest on the products that we offer and encourage you to check out your product brochures for these the product details. So you're going to see that we have outpatient provider administered prescription drugs, $100 to $500 per day. You're going to see emergency room and urgent care. This is very commonly purchased. You're also going to have some skilled nursing. This is a really, really big one. When you think about Medicare Advantage, there's some significant exposure placed on your client due to skilled nursing. This can be a very low-cost addition on their plan to help eliminate that out-of-pocket risk. You've got outpatient surgery up to $2,500 per day, major diagnostic up to $500 per day. You have some wellness. You have ambulance. This ambulance benefit, ground would be $100 to $500 per day. You're going to see this red star because it appears United Healthcare is one of the top, if not the top in the industry for air ambulance. Essentially, it's 10 times their chosen ground. So if they chose $300 for ground ambulance, they're going to get $3,000 for air ambulance. And then lastly is our cancer benefit. It can be attached to that hospital indemnity plan all the way up to $50,000. What I will say is to stay guarantee issued for that rider, the max benefit is $5,000. So still having a guarantee issued $5,000 cancer benefit is an absolute client win in the senior market space. We will also give the clients the United Healthcare Optum Perks prescription discounts. So they're going to get an ID card for that to take to the pharmacy. Averages 30 to 80% off on prescriptions. The last thing I want to point out is, how do you keep your client in the guarantee issued environment, right? It's great that we have a 1-day benefit going up to $3,000 and your days allotment going up to $1,000. But if we want to try and keep our clients in that guarantee issued environment, remember, guarantee issued is to age 74. And this is the max allowable. They can obviously be below this, but they can't be above it. Otherwise, they would be pushed into simplified underwriting. So your 1-day allotment, no greater than $1,500 per day. Your days allotment, no greater than $400 per day. This is the slide or the piece out of the product brochure I always recommend brokers have with them at the sale. So that way you can try and keep your clients in guarantee issued. Below, you're going to see those 8 rider options and the max allowable. Again, that cancer benefit, guarantee issued $5,000 benefit for seniors. And then that ground ambulance max is $300. So air would be $3,000. We do have a plan recommendation tool if you're using our broker portal to do your applications. So the broker portal is uhone.com/broker. Why I love this portal is because of that plan recommendation tool, right? It is a lot of work for you to try and piece together the out-of-pocket exposure from a Medicare Advantage plan, and we'll do that for you. In the portal, when you choose that plan recommendation tool, you will choose the plan year, the plan carrier. Yes, here I chose United Healthcare, but you're going to see all other carriers out here, Humana, Blue Cross, all of them are going to be in the drop-down box. Then you must choose the plan name that they're on. And what will happen, the site will pull back on the left-hand side that Medicare Advantage plan. Again, it doesn't have to be United Healthcare's. It will pull that Medicare Advantage plan and it'll outline for you as the broker what that out-of-pocket risk is for your client. And we'll place on the right-hand side a recommendation for that Advantage Guard so that we try to fill as many holes as we possibly can for the consumer. They can purchase all of them that are recommended to them, or they can carve out. They don't have to, right? They might say, I can easily afford $300 for ambulance, or I can easily afford $200 for the emergency room or urgent care. Then you don't need to pick those pieces, but it is important to try and show you what that out-of-pocket exposure is and what we might recommend for them. I did just pull an example together for you just to show you how inexpensive these plans really can be. $400 a day for the first 6 days, $32 a month. So just about $1 a day. These riders can be so inexpensive, right? Outpatient surgery, less than $4. Emergency care rider is just over $2 a month. Ambulance rider, under $4 a month. But the big ones I like are the things where it's going to help your client the most, right? Where they get hit the most in a Medicare Advantage is their hospitalization, their skilled nursing, and many times it could be that cancer or chemotherapy. So you'll see that skilled nursing to cover $200 per day for days 21 to 100 is just around $11 a month extra. Very, very inexpensive to cover that entire risk for your client. Cancer, I wanted to show you a sample pricing for that as well. That $5,000 guarantee issued cancer benefit, just around $11 a month additionally. So very inexpensive for those riders. Highly recommend. Now that is the Senior Hospital Indemnity Plan Advantage Guard that is to be kind of laid on top of a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, when we talk about the under 65 market, we also have hospital indemnity plans for those clients as well. Just looks a little bit different. You're going to see it's guarantee issued from 18 to 65, so just that under 65 market. The pre-X look back period is 6 months look back, having a 6-month wait. And then everything else is the same that we've already kind of gone through. No app fee, see any provider, no social or an ITIN, can have any effective date, renewable for life, and you as a broker can do the app for the client. We have 3 plans within that product suite. You'll see the basic plan, bundle 1, and bundle 2, 3 different plans across the top. The 3 benefits that you see here are identical from each of these 3 plans. All 3 plans are going to give that client $1,000 for their hospital confinement. It's going to give them $1,000 for hospital observation, and then it's going to pay out $1,000 per day in ICU. If they are in ICU, you're going to see it pays out in addition to the confinement benefit. So they're in ICU, they're essentially going to get both of these benefits paid out. So it's going to be $2,000 per day because you're adding the 2 together. You'll see in some of our products, we do have some max allowables. So you're going to see 10 days, 4 days, 10 days. But this is really important to help that ACA client that might have some significant out-of-pocket exposure for hospitalization. Now, where these 3 plans get to be different from each other is as we get into the outpatient care. Basic plan does not have any outpatient care, whereas your bundle 1 and bundle 2 will come in with some emergency room, urgent care, doctor office visit payouts. You'll also see outpatient surgery, $1,000 or $2,000 per day. Major diagnostic, $500 or $1,000 per day. And then you've got your ambulance, both ground and air. You'll see the allotments that the client has for that situation. The bundle 1 does not have wellness. Your bundle 2 does have a wellness benefit to it. So your bundle 1, these outpatient services are a lower output than your bundle 2. Your bundle 2 or your payout amounts are going to be much higher. It's that simple. Again, just a great way to help somebody who has ACA out-of-pocket exposure for hospitalization or some of these outpatient services. We there too will always push out our United Healthcare prescription discounts, that 30 to 80% off with Optum perks. If the client is looking for a more robust hospital indemnity plan under 65, then I would suggest a hospital safeguard plan. You'll see guarantee issued 18 to 65. Pre-X look back is a 6-month wait, has a 6-month look back has a 12-month wait, sorry. And then all of these other items are identical as we went through before. What happens here with the hospital safeguard plan is it's starting to bring in surgery and other benefits. So you're going to see the hospital safeguard plan, plan 500 all the way up to plan 2000. That plan name really just correlates into the hospital confinement benefit. So 500, that would be $500 per day in the hospital. Plan 2000, $2,000 per day in the hospital. Always remember, when they're in ICU, they get both the ICU payout amount and the hospital confinement payout amount. But here we add in a first-time hospital admission benefit ranging from $1,000 to $2,500. And now we've got some surgeries. You've got your inpatient surgery, $500 to $1,500. Is that a lot for an inpatient surgery? No. Is it intended to cover all of it? No. It is intended to help an ACA client who has out-of-pocket exposure before they get to that max out-of-pocket of this year, $9,200. Anesthesiologist, you'll see as coverable expense, and then you've got your emergency room for both illness and injury payout, and ambulance, ground, water, and air. In addition to that, there is some doctor office and urgent care visit payout, so $50 to $100 per day, depending on the plan. And then we've got some greater aspect of your diagnostic imaging and testing, labs, x-rays, MRIs. outpatient surgery, anesthesiologist, and then lastly is the preventive benefit, $50 to $200 per day. Now I understand that if they're with ACA, this is typically going to be covered 100%. So this would be just, pure profit to the client. They're going to get this payout because ACA is going to cover that expense 100%. But we do offer it because sometimes this plan is sold alongside of other plans that may not cover preventive care. And then lastly, we have some accidental loss of life limb sight benefit rider that you're going to see at the bottom. Again, kind of breezing through these products quite quickly because I just wanted to pique your interest, let you know what we have as a product option, and encourage you to jump out into your broker portal to grab those product brochures, pre-recorded product webinars that do the deep dives for you. One thing I really do like about this Hospital Safeguard plan is it comes with a PPO network. So this can be a great wraparound network to a limited ACA plan, right? If ACA is an HMO or EPO, a state-based or geographic-based network, you might have some individuals that travel a lot for work or pleasure and therefore need some service outside of that network space that ACA provides for them. And this can really be a great wraparound. So you will see that multi-plan is now declarative, and you'll see the PPO network provides 4,600 hospitals from coast to coast and over 900,000 providers. There too, we're going to give them that Optum Perks prescription discount. So those are the 3 hospital plans we have, right? Advantage Guard in the senior space, HospitalWise, your lower end for under 65, Hospital Safeguard, your higher end for under 65. Now, everything that United Healthcare offers is standalone products, meaning a client can come to us for just one item or multiple items. They do not even have to have core medical with us. It's standalone. So we do offer just standalone critical illness, and that's called Critical Guard. You will see that this product works for both the under and over 65 market, 18 to 90, staying guarantee issued, it would be 18 to 74. Pre-existing, it's a 12-month look back, having a 12-month wait. Always remember with critical illness, it is the first time diagnosis. So always remember that. Critical illness will pay out upon the first time diagnosis. And then all of these other items are the things that we've already talked about, the exact same. On the left-hand side, you're going to see the 4 critical illness plans we offer. We have cancer only, heart and stroke only, add together cancer plus heart and stroke, or you can come to us for the full suite, which is cancer, heart attack and stroke, ALS, Alzheimer's, and many other conditions. I'll show you that here in just a moment. And you're going to see that guarantee issued in the center. So guarantee issued 18 to 65, they can get a $5,000 or $10,000 benefit. Perfect, right? 2025 ACA max out of pocket is $9,200. So $10,000 would be great for them to cover their out of pocket maximum. In that senior market space to stay guarantee issued, you got 65 to 74. Their max allowable is $5,000. When I say guarantee issued, I mean we are not looking at height and weight. We are not looking at prior claims. The only thing we must do is we must look at prior policies. And that's because a client cannot have more than $100,000 with all carriers per specified disease. So that means the client cannot have more than $100,000 in cancer with all carriers, or $100,000 in heart and stroke with all carriers. So we just have to make sure before we issue this coverage, it's not going to push them beyond that $100,000 max allowable. On the right-hand side, you're going to see that the client can really get to some high payouts on critical illnesses. If it's under 65, they can get up to 100,000, and then over 65, depending on age, they can get up to $50,000 or $75,000. But they're really going through some simplified underwriting now. We're going to be looking at height and weight. We're going to be looking at prior claims, and then we'll also have to make sure before we issue coverage that they don't go beyond 100,000 max allowable per specified disease. Here are the payout buckets of monies that the client has. So now, if it was that cancer only plan, it's only going to pay out for this green cancer bucket. If it's the heart and stroke plan, it's only going to pay out the blue heart and stroke bucket. If it's cancer plus heart and stroke, it's going to get both buckets of monies. And then lastly, my absolute favorite is critical illness, the full suite offering. Because you are getting your cancer bucket of money, you're getting your heart and stroke bucket of money, but you're also getting these other critical conditions. Let's not forget these things happen as well and can be very costly to your clients. Things like Alzheimer's, coma, loss of 2 of the 6 ADLs, major organ transplant, end-stage renal failure, and ALS, which is near and dear to my heart, being that my father had passed away at the age of 60 from ALS. My mom didn't have other coverage outside of her core medical plan. She called her agent to ask. He felt terrible that he didn't offer her up this ALS coverage that was available in the industry, because my dad's ALS was familia, meaning it ran in the family. So if my mom knew there was a plan out there like that, she would have purchased it. Unfortunately, many of my family members, dad's family members, have ALS or have had ALS. So that's why I say, please, as a broker or agent, be sure to educate your clients what's out there and let them make that yes/no decision at the end of the day. But if we don't educate our clients what's out there, they will never know that that's an option. And then at the very bottom, we've got some embedded benefits and some optional riders. So if it's embedded on the right-hand side in the green, that means that it cannot be carved out. You're going to get that Optum Perks prescription discount. We have under 65 a pregnancy benefit. And then over 65, well, it's over and under. We've got that COVID benefit, but seniors really like to have that COVID benefit. It's $10,000 once per lifetime, as long as they're confined to ICU with a positive COVID diagnosis. And then we also have heart disease and cancer support. It's difficult when somebody's going through heart disease or cancer to manage all their care. There's so many people coming to those individuals from all different angles, and this can kind of be their one-stop shop that helps them to navigate their care. On the left-hand side, you're going to see some optional benefits. These would cost a little bit more a month. A few extra dollars, they can add a wellness rider. A few extra dollars a month, they can add a telemedicine rider. Where you see that red star, this is one thing I always point out and I highly recommend as a rider if you have clients that are taking maintenance medications. The reason I point that out is because the client will pay United Healthcare approximately $200 a year for this outpatient prescription drug rider, but they're going to get $600 a year in benefit in return. So it's a client win-win. Right? If they're going to pay us just above $200 a month or a year premium to get $600 back in return, they're going to love you for adding this to their plan. What happens is we will just pay out $15 for every generic, $50 for every brand, up to their $600 max benefit. So that's the standalone critical illness. Now, the very last product in the medical financial protection is accident, right? When we think about a client, where are they going to have some significant, unexpected, high out-of-pocket costs? It's typically going to be in hospitalization, it's going to be in critical illnesses or accidents. So we do have the AccidentWise, again, standalone or bundled with other products as well. Guarantee issued 18 to 75. So it does work over and under 65. And obviously with the accident, there's no pre-X. You've got all of the same aspects that we looked at earlier. No app fee, CNE provider, no social or ITIN, any effective date, renewable for life, and you as a broker can do 100% of the application. This product is so simple. There are 3 plans that we offer, 10,000, 15,000, and 20,000. That essentially correlates into the hospital admission benefit. I typically only hone in on that plan 10,000. It is our best seller, and typically $10,000 is going to be enough to cover an ACA client's out-of-pocket maximum and a Medicare client's out-of-pocket maximum. I know a lot of times brokers feel that, you know, it's the young individuals, active individuals that are those that have accidents, but let's not forget seniors fall too, because they get a little less stable on their own 2 legs. And what happens when seniors fall, it is more costly. It's typically things like replacement of hips. So let's think about that too, not just for our under 65 clientele, but over 65 as well. If we were just to hone in on that plan 10,000, it will basically pay out $10,000 for a hospital admission. Just remember, being an accident plan, the claims must be coded as an accident. They'll also get $1,000 for the emergency room 4 times a year per person. They will get $200 for urgent care 4 times per year per client. $1,000 for a major diagnostic exam. They have $1,000 for outpatient surgery, and then you'll also have that $100 per every follow-up treatment or follow-up physical therapy, but we do cap it at 5 visits per person per policy year. And then at the bottom, there's a $10,000 benefit for accidental loss of life, limb, sight benefit rider. Take a look at that premium. That premium $1,546 for that plan 10,000 is our nationwide average. If you annualize this $1,546, the client is going to pay United Healthcare $186 a year in premium. If they use the plan one time for urgent care, it's paid their premium and then some. So it is a client win-win. Can you imagine if they just used it for, 4 urgent care visits in the calendar year or 1 emergency room visit, only paying us $186 a year, how much they're going to get back in return? And let's hope that they don't have to use the hospital admission benefit, but if they do, $10,000 when they're paying United Healthcare on average $186 a year. Talk about win-win. I highly recommend that. These ancillary plans, hospital, critical illness, accident, they can be very, very inexpensive and provide some great protection for your client. If they use these plans once, they'll be grateful that you've added it onto the sale and you've protected them from this out-of-pocket exposure. So we went through hospital, critical illness, and accident. Those are the medical financial protection plans. But let's not forget, right? Dental and vision are often products that a client asks for. How often does a client ask for hospital, critical illness, or accident? Typically, that's something the broker is bringing up in that sales presentation because the broker wants to address some significant out-of-pocket that the ACA or Medicare created for them. But dental and vision are typically something that the client would ask for. And so it's important that we kind of bring you up to speed on our offering. What you'll see is we have 2 different plans. DentalWise is dental only. DentalWise Max is DVH. And this product is available to clients 18 to 99, so under 65 as well as over 65. And no app fee, see any provider. Clients really like PPO dental plans. No social security or ITIN number. Earliest effective date next day, can choose any day of the month. renewable for life, and you as the broker can do 100% of the application on behalf of the client, whereas they don't have to do a thing. What I love about our dental plans is that there's no wait periods, right? No wait periods for preventive, basic, and major. The only thing that would have a wait period is implants coverage. And it is only available on 3 of our plans. And I'll show you that as we go through the plan grid that comes right out of your product brochure. First and foremost is the dental only product. So dental only, we have 3 plans: basic, which is 1,000 annual max, plan 1,000, or plan 2,000. That just correlates into their annual max benefit. Brokers ask me all the time, Bobby Joe, what is the difference of these plans that you have in our dental only and our DVH only? The only differentiators within that product suite is the annual max benefit and major services. That's why you're going to see them in that peach or orange box, because if you're looking to understand what makes them different one from the other, those are the 2 items to hone in on. All of the rest of the benefits work the same. All of them have a $100 deductible. All of them will cover 100% preventive care, day 1, no deductible. And then basic services are covered at 60% day 1. Years 2 and beyond is 80% coverage for all plans. Now the basic plan is about $20 a month, typically for those lower incomed individuals or those that are really just focusing in on preventive and basic. Your major services come into play on your plan 1,000 and 2,000. Major services, day 1, it's 15% coinsurance, and then years 2 and beyond is a 50-50 coinsurance split. And the only plan in dental only that has implants coverage is the plan 2,000. That plan 2,000, implants coverage, remember that's the only thing that has a wait period. That would be a 12-month wait period. After that 12-month wait period, it's a 50-50 coinsurance split with a $1,500 lifetime maximum on top of their $2,000 benefit. Now DVH, that's where majority of our sales come to us. And you'll see in the DVH offering, we've got plan 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, right? That's their annual max then, 1, 2, or 3. So the highest annual max we get to is $3,000. This is actually our best seller. DVH plan 3,000. Again, deductible 100 on all 3. Preventive 100% coverage, no deductible, day 1. Basic services 60% coverage, day 1. 80-20 split in years 2 and beyond. All 3 of the DVH plans cover major services right away, day 1, a 15% coinsurance split, or a 15% coinsurance, and then years 2 and beyond, it's a 50-50 coinsurance split. The only plans here that cover the implants are going to be your plan 2,000 and plan 3,000. You'll see same thing. Remember, when implants are covered, it's a 12-month wait. After 12 months, it's a 50-50 coinsurance split with a $1,500 lifetime maximum. We have a very robust vision benefit, which I absolutely love our vision. You'll see in network, so it's PPO, in or out of network, but if it's in network, we're going to cover 100% of their exam. They're going to get $150 every single year for frames. Every single year, it's a $10 copay for their lenses. And then in addition to, the client will also have contacts coverage every single year, $10 copay up front with a $150 allowance a year. So every year they're getting an exam, frames, lenses, and contacts every single year. Now, as I mentioned, these are PPO plans. However, The only thing I will talk about today that the client must use a network provider is for hearing. And the reason we do that is so that we can stretch those dollars as much as we possibly can with United Healthcare hearing discounts. So they do have to use United Healthcare hearing for us to cover 100% of their exam. And then day one, they're getting a $750 allowance for their hearing aids. That is a every 2 policy year allowance, and it does work on over-the-counter hearing aids. Kind of the biggest benefit to using United Healthcare for dental is the access to our network. Look at that. Our average network repricing of claims is 53%. That's huge. So that goes into play before all of these co-insurances work for the client, right? Network happens first, then we go and split the costs. Being PPO though, if they go out of network, we're gonna cap out of network at the max allowable. There are times in very, very rural areas that you're gonna see the word plus behind the plan name. So maybe it'll say DVH, DentalWise Max 3 Plan 3000 and the word plus behind it. If you see that, that just indicates that our network is very narrow in their area, and therefore we'll pay their out-of-network benefits at the 85th percentile of usual and customary. Lastly is the dental only plan. So if somebody wants to come to us just for, vision only. If somebody wants to come to us just for vision, which we see done so many times, because I want to say the United Healthcare Vision Plan is probably the best in the industry, if not one of the best in the industry. You'll see it is guarantee issued 18 to 99, so over and under 65. All of these other items are the same that we've gone through. Here's where what I love about our Vision Plan. No wait periods. Benefits are every single year. There's some carriers out there that they're every 2 years. It's every single year. And we have glasses and contacts coverage every year. Some of the plans out there are glasses or, and we are and both in the same year. The benefits look exactly like you saw on the DVH plan, except for there's no $10 copay up front for the lenses. So this plan, you guys, anybody wearing glasses and or contacts should absolutely have this plan. This plan is approximately $14 a month premium. If you annualize that, that's $168 a year to United Healthcare. And they're already getting $150 for their frames every year and $150 every year for their contacts. So they paid United Healthcare $168. And every year they're going to get $300 right here in these two benefits alone, much less a $10 copay for their lenses and 100% coverage for their exam. This is a no-brainer. Anybody wearing glasses and or contacts should absolutely have this plan. Now, to ensure that the client has the best post-sale experience, I encourage you to get them on their member portal. UHC Member Hub is where they will have access to everything. They will be able to manage their plan, see their benefits, they can print their policy. They'll also be able to see their claims and their EOBs. They can upload claims into the member portal. They can manage their bill. They can change their address. There's so much they can do out here. Now, they also have the means where we'll put at their fingertips how they can give us a call. But I also love this messaging feature. Oftentimes we're too busy, so we don't have a lot of time to sit and give United Healthcare a call, or we want something in writing. So then go ahead, have your clients message us in their member portal, click on the message feature, message us, and they're gonna see their messages up here from us. Kind of like I do right now with my doctor's office. I will message my doctor's office back and forth. The thing I will point out, though, that to sell these products, it is a separate contract of the United Healthcare Medicare and the United Healthcare IFP. So you must have the United Healthcare Golden Rule appointment. If you don't have that, please reach out to Western Marketing so they can get that contract in place for you. And then as we go through some final pieces of today's presentation, I want to talk about a couple things for you. What is an agent's responsibility? If you Google it, here's what comes back. It's to help clients select the right insurance policy to meet their needs. But let's not forget the point that's highlighted in yellow, evaluating their risks. What are their risks? Their out-of-pocket exposure from Medicare or ACA. And recommending policies that provide adequate coverage, recommending these medical financial protection plans, hospital, accident, critical illness. Because remember, when we just look at a sample Medicare Advantage plan, where significant out-of-pocket comes into play is the hospitalization piece, right? If it's $400 per day for 6 days, that's $2,400 out of pocket for your client who is likely on a fixed income. You've got skilled nursing. This one is so big. $200 per day for days 21 to 100. That's $16,000 out of pocket risk. And then chemo or cancer can sometimes, depending on the client's plan, be some significant out of pocket as well. If we were to just look at some sample pricing of that, we kind of showed you that earlier, $400 per day for the first 6 days. If we were to marry that to the Advantage Guard plan, just to cover that $2,400 out of pocket, it's $386 a year. Would the client rather have $2,400 in out-of-pocket risk or pay United Healthcare $186 a year? I always look at it this way. Transfer the risk away from your client and push that burden on United Healthcare. Do not make that burden be your client's burden. Let United Healthcare have to worry about that risk. Now, if we were to just add to that Advantage Guard plan, the skilled nursing, remember what I said? It's just a little bit over $11 a month to cover that $16,000 out-of-pocket risk for your client, it's only $136 a year. Somebody asked me if I wanted to pay $136 a year to never have to worry about paying $16,000 out of pocket, my hand is raised up immediately, no question. Now I just wanted to show you a sample rate, right, as we looked at 2024 Medicare Advantage out-of-pocket limits. I wanted to take a look at that critical illness. Remember, that critical illness full suite product, cancer, heart attack, stroke, ALS, Alzheimer's, guarantee issued $5,000. It would be, again, this is a Nebraska pricing for a 65-year-old, but let's just say around $350 a year premium to cover their out-of-pocket exposure from Medicare Advantage. Let's not forget, if they buy that Critical Guard product, if they are using any maintenance medications, please encourage that outpatient prescription rider, because they're going to pay United Healthcare just over $200 a year, and they're going to get $600 in payout. Lastly, if we were to look at an ACA client, 2025 max out of pocket is $9,200. That AccidentWise plan, $10,000, is $186 a year on average premium. So remember what I said too earlier. If they use this plan one time for urgent care, they're getting $200. So they've already paid their premium back to them and then some. So again, great way to just, would they rather have that $9,200 out of pocket risk or pay United Healthcare $186 a year? And then here's the critical illness for under 65. $10,000 is the guarantee issued amount max, and that's around $200 a year premium. So just a great way for them to cover their max out of pocket for a client. I always say, know what you need to for your sale. Do a fact finder or a questionnaire before you sit down with that client to make that sale so that you know what you're getting into. You can be prepared. Ask them questions on that maybe questionnaire, fact finder. If cash at the time of a critical illness would be helpful. If, say receiving cash if they were to be off of work because they got hurt or sick would be helpful, right? Maybe it's an income replacement situation. Asking questions around dental and vision. Have they had it in the past? Do they have any major work that needs to be done in the next 6 months? Do they wear glasses and or contacts? Because if they're sitting in front of you, you might not realize they're wearing contacts. Ask these questions. But my favorite is really just starting a conversation. And the reason I like this one is you can pick any of these, right? Who do you have your hospital insurance with? Client will think, well, my Medicare Advantage covers my hospital or my ACA covers my hospital. Yes, but let's not forget your ACA plan has $9,200 max out of pocket, or your Medicare Advantage plan, you have $400 a day for the first 6 days. It really brings your conversation back around to explaining that out-of-pocket risk to the client, and then it leads you into the sale of the supplemental ancillary products. I always say just ask. No ask, no get, right? That's the huge concern, and I'll show you why I say that. A desk survey showed that 47% of brokers are not talking about other insurances beyond the core medical. That's almost half of brokers not asking about other insurance on top of the core medical. While the 49% that did talk about other insurance past core medical, you'll see these blue bars of what they talked about: life, dental, accident, hospital indemnity, critical illness, vision. But my absolute favorite thing on the slide is 67%. 67% of clients, when asked about other insurance on top of core medical, will buy. That means 2 out of every 3 clients will buy. Statistics are in your favor. Just ask. Now, obviously you get compensated through commissions for all of your sales, but it is also important to point out we do have bonus opportunities going on throughout the year. The current bonus program we have going on is January through April, 4 months, and it is for all of the ancillary products that you see here on the slide today. Now, we didn't go through every single one of them, but we did touch on several. And the baseline is 15. So once you get to a minimum of 15 policies, not clients, policies, will pay you back to app number 1. So if you sold an Advantage Guard plan with a critical guard and an AccidentWise to a senior, that's 3 policies. Even though it's 1 client, it's 3 policies. That will count to your 15 app baseline. So you've got several weeks left, about 6 weeks left to get to that. The thing I will point out though is for us to pay out a bonus on them, the client must be paying their premiums via EFT, bank draft. If they pay with credit card, unfortunately, they don't stay on the books long enough. So that is why we encourage EFT payments. It'll be better for you too as a broker so that you can keep that client long-term, so you're receiving commissions long-term. Lastly is the broker portal, right? If you're contracted with us, I suggest that you hop out into your broker portal and quote these products today while it's fresh in your mind. You can go ahead and run that quote or jump to get some product materials. You're going to see a product resource center. You're going to see all of our brochures, our producer guides. You're going to see webinars on demand. This is where you can get every single pre-recorded webinar on all of our products. You can see the products that we have by state. So I encourage that you jump out into this broker portal. If you're not contracted, please reach out to Western Marketing to get this contract in place. But if you are contracted, please jump out here today and quote. Why United Healthcare? our brand. It really speaks for itself, and it cuts down on your sales cycle. We are the largest health insurance carrier in the United States, ranked number 5 in Fortune 500, A+ superior by AM Best, and over 80 years experience in the individual market space. We have that easy quote and enroll tool. Within about 5-6 minutes, you can get the quote, application, and submission done for your client, because you can do that for them. You do not have to send the app to your client for them to fill it out with their own signature. You as a broker can sign the app for your client. A lot of product optionality or bonuses that we have going on throughout the year. And then one of my favorites is prompted accurate claims, right? Put your client in a plan that you know claims are going to get paid. 90% of our claims are processed in 8 days or less, with a 99.8% claims payment accuracy. That's huge. 90% of claims, 8 days or less, 99.8% claims payment accuracy. Now, if you should ever have any questions, a lot of resources available to you in your broker portal, but we also have the Broker Service Center that can be readily available to answer all of your questions. I am not always readily available, right? We've been on this webinar for an hour, or sometimes I am out of the office traveling on business, so not always readily available. If it is something, though, that you do want to reach out to me, my contact information is listed here, my phone number and email address. Please, by all means, reach out to me, and then just share with you our guarantee issued product suite. Yes, we have some simplified underwriting products, so we have more than just these plans available, but I always like to hone in on the guarantee issued pre and post 65. You're going to see the dental, vision, critical illness, accident, our hospital indemnity plans, and then our non-insurance, which is our teledoc options. And again, all available to you on your broker portal. So with that, I do want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your day, and look forward to working with all of you.
All right. Well, thank you, Bobby Joe. Doesn't look like we have any questions here, but if anyone is interested in getting contracted and set up, please feel free to reach out to us at Western Marketing here. Just as a reminder, our phone number is 800-852-7152. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.